Hey everyone, welcome to the Breakthrough Entrepreneurs Show, where we empower entrepreneurs to build good habits, break old habits, rebuild powerful routines, improve performance, overcome burnout, and create a more healthier and more focused daily entrepreneurial life while making consistent progress in building their business. I'm your host, Muhammad Faraj, and today I'll be talking about progress creates hope. You see, one of the things that changed my life and my own entrepreneurial life, and I would say one of the things that has the most impact on my own entrepreneurial life, that transformed my health, that transformed my business, that transformed my fitness life, that transformed my relationships, that transformed my mindset, that transformed my whole entrepreneurial life was this thing: making progress. You see, nobody talks about making progress, and yet it's the most powerful thing that you can make in your life, because making progress can transform all areas in your life. It can transform your entrepreneurial life, it can transform your business, it can transform your relationships, it can transform your health, it can transform your energy, your future. So, by the way, your goals, your dreams, they depend on your how you make progress. They depend on the progress that you make every day, because every day, every time you make progress, you get closer to your dreams, you get closer to your goals, you get closer to that bright future, because they all depend on it. Because without making progress, your future is not hopeful. Without making progress, your future is unknown. You don't know what is going to happen in the future. And probably or mostly you're going to fail if you're not making progress, because making progress is super important, making progress is super powerful, making progress is a game changer. You see, when I used to be my old version, when I used to be my old self, at the gym, at work, with my relationships, with my friends, at home, I was feeling terrible. I was feeling stuck. I was feeling stagnation in my own life. My health wasn't good. My fitness life was struggling. My business was striving. At work, I was going to work feeling like a victim, feeling down, low energy, sad, feeling sorry for myself. I was so often negative, frustrated, stressful, angry. I was feeling really stuck in my life. So I was always thinking about solving this problem, about getting unstuck, about finding a way to get out of this life, to transform my life, to live a happier life, to live a successful life, to live a progress life, to live a better life. So I would watch others, I would look at others. They're enjoying their life, they have a happy life, they have a successful life. But I was feeling like all the world was on top of me. I wanted to find a way to skip this life, to escape from being victim, from this victim mentality. So I wanted to find a way. I wanted to solve this big problem in my own life. I wanted to figure out a solution. What can I do? What should I do? Where should I go? Who do I need to talk to? So I tried to figure out many times to solve my own problem, feeling like victim, feeling like I am miserable, I'm depressed, going to work late, waking up very early in the morning, depressed, feeling stagnation. I mean, I had a terrible life, like very negative life. And when I used to be my old version, I was waking up so often in the middle of night. I couldn't sleep because I wasn't feeling very well. I had so much negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative feelings, constantly feeling afraid, feeling worried about my future, what is going to happen, or that I'm going to fail. Like I did not know where to go, what to do, who do I need to talk to. I wasn't feeling well. So my sleep was struggling, my work was struggling, my productivity was struggling, my work was struggling. So I was struggling in almost every area of my life. I felt alone, I felt isolated. I didn't have anybody to come and save me. I didn't have anybody to come and help me. I didn't have anybody to reach out to me to solve my problem. I mean, I would talk to some friends. I would explain to them how I feel, the negative things that are happening in my life, the problems that I'm facing. I mean, they would provide some tips, some advices, some recommendations that I should do, but they weren't solving my biggest problem. No one was coming to save me. So what I noticed that, I mean, I was saying myself, what should I do? What can I do today so I can solve this big problem? So I can finally feel better, feel healthier, feel happier, feel more productive, feel more focused. So what I did is I said, I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to start changing. I'm going to start working on transforming my own life. And I had to read books. I had to listen to other podcasts. I had to listen to audiobooks. I had to talk to people. I was watching interviews on YouTube, trying to learn from others, trying to learn from other people who went through the same struggles, other people who felt stuck in their life, who had problems. I was watching, I was reading about them, I was trying to learn because I wanted to find a way to solve my problem. So I said, I'm gonna read, I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna try to study other people. How do we get through this? How do we solve this problem? So what I noticed that, I mean, I did not know this. I was doing it like without my awareness. I was doing it unconsciously, but I didn't know it was working for me. I had no idea that this is the solution of my problem. I mean, no one told me, no one recommended me. But one advice, one tips that I got from the psychologist, the most popular person in psychology in the world and personal development and personal growth, was Tony Robbins. I learned one thing, something powerful, something amazing, something incredible from that guy. And while I was watching his content, watching his YouTube videos, watching his reels, his short videos, I was listening to his podcast, I was watching his interviews, I was watching his seminars. But one thing that stood out to me and one thing that transformed my life, you see the power of content. Watching content is super powerful. I mean, so many of us, we criticize, we can see the big impact that social media is making in our life. It's distracting us, it's preventing us from working on our future, from improving our health. But to be honest with you, watching content on YouTube and even on Instagram, I mean, I'm not talking about unnecessary, irrelevant, unuseful content on Instagram. No, I'm talking about content that is related to personal growth, personal development, and psychology, and life improvement. Watching this type of content can be very useful, can be very, very helpful. So, for me, I watched one of Tony Robbins' content, one of his short videos on YouTube, and that content transformed my life. It solved the biggest problem in my life. So, Tony Robbins was talking about one thing: the power of making progress. He was talking about, if you want to transform your life, if you want to feel happy, if you want to feel fulfilled in your life, make progress. Making progress makes you very happy, makes you very excited, makes you very helpful. So that content transformed my life. You see how powerful is watching or listening to content like this podcast, or watching or listening Tony Robbins content. It can be very powerful because one advice, one tips, one insight, one strategy can transform whole your entire life. It can solve the biggest problem in your life. So that's why I highly emphasize and recommend that you watch only necessary, helpful, useful content like podcasts, Instagram reels, short videos on YouTube, or even TikTok. But do not waste your time watching content that is not teaching you anything, that is not transforming your life, that is not sharing any tips, any advice, any recommendation about improving your life, about getting better, about personal growth. So that watching that content was a game changer in my own life. So when I watched Tony Robbins' short video where he talks about what makes us happy in life is making progress. Making progress makes you happy. So after watching that content, I made a decision. I said, I think the key to a happy life, the key to a healthy life, the key to a successful life, to a successful business, to a successful entrepreneurial life is making progress. Making progress not only for 1 day, 2 days, but making it a habit. So making progress by making it a habit. So by making it a part of your life, a part of your entrepreneurial journey. So making progress every day, it can solve the biggest problem in your life, because making progress, it can have a big impact, a big positive effect on all areas in your life. So in your relationships, every time you make progress, every time you build a relationship, every time you feed that relationship, you water that relationship, you improve that relationship, you grow that relationship, you're making progress in building that relationship, in strengthening that relationship. And when you build a good, powerful, strong, healthy relationship with your family, with your spouse, with your husband, with your partner, with your friends, with the people in your circle, you feel like you're transforming your relationships. You become expert in building relationships. And those relationships can reflect those results. Those relationships, they can provide so much support to you. Those relationships can have a high effect, positive effect on your entrepreneurial journey, on your health, on your life. So making progress, every time you make friends, every time you say something positive, something nice, something good, a compliment to your relationships, every time you're making progress, every time you're strengthening that relationship, And when you strengthen that relationship, it remains strong. So you don't break your relationship, you don't separate, you don't isolate yourself, you don't live alone, you don't feel hopeless, you don't feel guilty, you don't feel victim, you don't feel sorry or sad with yourself. When you're building strong relationships, you feel empowered, you feel encouraged, you feel happy, you feel excited for the relationship, for the people that you have in your life. And that's all because you made progress, because you made it a habit where I'm gonna say something positive, I'm gonna say a compliment. Sometimes I meet a guy or I meet a Swedish girl at the train or outside. I say something good to them. I say, I give a compliment to a girl. I say, you're the most beautiful, you're very kind, you're really nice. And I notice the smile on her face or on his face. I see happiness on their face. I make them feel special, make them feel unique, make them feel hopeful, make them feel like they mean they mean a lot to others at their role, at their jobs, in the community. So that's a powerful, that's a great progress. Every time I meet my friends, I tell them how wonderful they are. I celebrate with them. I accept their invitations. I buy them gifts like birthday presents. I smile at them. I joke with them. I laugh with them. I eat with them. I sit with them. I talk to them. I listen to them. That's the most important. Every time you listen to somebody, you're making progress. Every time you're present with your relationships, you're making progress. So, do you see how little progress can transform your relationships? So, when it comes to business, every time I make progress, every time I complete a task, a project, even if it's hard, even if I didn't want to do it, even if it wasn't easy, but when I make progress, I feel so excited, I feel so driven, I feel so happy, I feel hopeful about my future. I feel like my dreams are possible, they're going to be true one day. Because every time I make progress, every time I get closer to those dreams, to those goals, to that bright future. Those goals, those dreams, that bright future is depending on my progress. Am I progressing every day? Am I progressing towards what is important? Okay, so many of us, we set goals, we decide on particular goals, we plan them, and we tell everyone about our goals. But no goals is possible without making progress. Every time you make progress, every time you're making it real. You're making your dreams real. So progress is super powerful. You want to build a successful business? You want to become a successful entrepreneur? Please go and make progress. Every day you wake up in the morning, you show up for your goals, for your dreams. You need to make progress. Make progress every day. Every time you make progress, every time you find yourself, you're happy, you're excited, you're optimistic. You feel hopeful about your future, your dreams, your goals. They're possible. They will happen. And every time you make progress, it's a signal that you're getting closer, that you're going to get that outcome, that result that you're wishing. So progress is super powerful. Progress make us feel happy. Progress make us feel hopeful. Progress make us feel optimistic about our future. Progress improves our health. Progress upgrades our vision. Progress transforms our life, our entrepreneurial life. They all depend on this powerful concept of progress. I want to make progress every day. I want to win. I want to get closer. I want to do something different every day. Every time I end the day, before I go to bed, when I scratch those tasks on my to-do list, that's a progress. I go to bed feeling happy, feeling excited, feeling optimistic that my future is possible, because that progress is a evidence. It's showing me that you're doing the right thing, that you're taking actions, that you're doing the work, that you're not joking, that you're not lying to yourself. You're being honest with yourself, with your goals. So progress is super powerful, but unfortunately, so many people they're distracted nowadays. So many people they ignore doing the hard work. So many people they're struggling. So many people they're complaining. So many people are remaining on their in their comfort zone. So many entrepreneurs they're complaining. They're struggling about their habits, about their days, about their routines. But if you notice that when you're making progress, all those thoughts, all those negative emotions, they will disappear, they will fade away. So when you're making progress, you're being real, you're doing the work, you're becoming that type of person, you're becoming that successful entrepreneur. So what is amazing about making progress? Progress is evidence. Progress is what makes a difference in your life. Progress makes you feel happy, just like Tony Robbins says. Progress makes you feel hopeful. Progress makes you feel optimistic. Progress makes your dreams come true. Progress improves your health. It improves your life. Progress, it improves your mindset. So they all depend on making progress. Every time I'm making progress, every time I feel like I'm getting closer, I'm getting better, I'm improving my life. I'm not feeling guilty anymore. I'm not having that victim mentality. Every time I make progress, that's a signal that I'm getting closer to my dreams. I'm getting closer and closer and closer every day, every week, every month. So making progress is super powerful. It transforms your entrepreneurial life. So if you're a new entrepreneur and you feel like you're struggling, you're stuck, you feel stagnation in your entrepreneurial life, please listen to me. Go make progress. Go open your device. Go read that book. Go write that article. Go do something. Do work. When you go to the gym, make progress. Lift those heavy weights. Do that jogging. Do that running. Make progress every day at the gym. Make progress in your family. Take care of your family. Love them more. Care about them more. And believe in them more. That's a great progress. Every time you improve your sleep, that's a progress. You're improving your health. You're improving your productivity. Every time you're laser focused, you're concentrated on what is important, and you're protecting your work, you're protecting your goals, your dreams from distractions, from procrastination. You're making progress. That's a progress. So much progress is happening in your entrepreneurial life, and the compound of all that progress is what helps you achieve your goals. The compound of all this progress is what transforms your entrepreneurial life. So make progress, and your future is possible. You feel hopeful. You feel driven. You feel excited. And what I love about making progress, and this is something that I discovered in my own entrepreneurial life myself, is that when you're making progress in one area, it has a positive effect on other areas. So the days that I find myself, I'm making progress in my business, in my entrepreneurial life. So what happens is I go and take care of my health. I consume healthy meals. When I make progress, I want to take care of my business, my goals, my dreams. I go and do more work, one more task, one more project, one more meeting, one more phone call, one more recording podcast, one more content. I go and read more, one more page, one more book. So it has positive effects on other areas. Every time I make progress in my entrepreneurial life, I show up to my friends feeling happy, feeling encouraged, feeling I am in power, feeling excited, feeling driven. Every time I make progress, I go and help others. I'm more nice, I'm more kind. I make progress at the gym. And when I make progress at the gym, I go back home or to my work. I make progress in my work. So it's like a network. You're making progress in your work, and you go and make progress in taking care of your health. You make progress in taking care of your relationships. You make progress in taking care of your fitness life. So making progress in one area, it has a positive effect on other areas of your life. And it all comes back to making progress. Make progress every day, even in one thing, not in 10 things. It would be really nice if you can make progress in all areas of your life, but make progress first in one area of your life so it can have a big impact or a high impact on other areas of your life. So making progress is super powerful. I used to attend events. When I used to get invited by friends, I would feel worried, anxious, stressful, overwhelmed, feeling worried about my future, feeling like I have procrastinated. I left my work. I didn't continue working. But that mindset changed. That way of thinking, it changed. And how it changed? By making progress. Every time I make progress, every time I complete something, I accomplish something, or I reach something like a milestone, when I go and visit those friends, when I attend those sport games, when I attend those events, I'm not feeling worried, I'm not feeling anxious, I'm not feeling stressful. Why? Because I've made progress, because I worked hard, because I know I'm honest with myself. I completed work. I've done progress. I've made progress. So I go there, I'm enjoying it. I'm in the present moment. I'm happier. I'm excited. And I know that I'm gonna go back and make progress again. Also, making progress keeps you on track. When you're making progress, you find yourself, you're more laser focused, you're more concentrated, you're more in a present moment. You find yourself that you're generating so many positive thoughts, emotions about your future. And thanks to that progress that you made, when it comes to sleeping, it improves your sleeping, because when you're working hard during the day, when you're following your schedule, your calendar, and when you're completing your tasks, your projects on your to-do list, when you're productive in your day, when you're laser focused and concentrated, when you're not distracted, when you're not procrastinated, you go to bed feeling progressed, feeling happy, feeling excited. You win those joyful feelings. Your body generates joyful and fun feelings thanks to that progress that you made during that day. So making progress improves your sleep. You sleep better because you know you will wake up in the morning next day feeling happy, feeling excited, feeling hopeful. Why? Because You did a good job. You did a great job the day before because you made progress. And when it comes to visual progress, every time you're tracking your habits, every time you're scratching tasks on your to-do list, every time you complete a to-do list, that's a visual progress. You know yourself that you made progress, that you worked hard today, that you were very productive, fully present, laser focused. You accomplished those tasks. So you made progress. Your progress, it's stated on that paper. Your progress, it's visual on that habit tracker. Your progress, it's visual when you're reaching a milestone. So please work every day on making progress. Make progress. Make it a habit. Make it a daily ritual where I'm gonna wake up every day in the morning and I'm gonna make progress. Today will be a progress day. I am in the progress mood. I'm gonna make progress. I'm gonna end the day with progress. So that's it. That's what I got for you in this episode. I hope you enjoyed listening and learned something new from this episode that can transform your entrepreneurial life. So thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode, and I wish you a wonderful day. Bye, everyone. Yes, that's awesome.